This is your Dune read-along book. Every time you hear this chime, it means it's time to turn the page in your storybook. Now, if you are ready, we will start Dune, Part 1. Battle for the Known Universe. Don't forget to turn the page every time you hear the chime. In the far reaches of the known universe lies the planet Dune. Its surface is one vast desert. Only on Dune is a spice produced that is so important, powerful rulers fight over who shall control it. That spice, called melange, gives people the power to see into the future and to control travel through space and time. Far across the galaxy from Dune lies the planet Caladan. For many years, its ruling family, the Atreides, had been at war with the evil Harkonnen family from the planet Piedi Prime. Inside the training room of the Castle Caladan, young Paul Atreides, son of Duke Leto Atreides, prepared for combat. Today, he was to practice once again with a new secret weapon. With him were three of his father's closest advisors, Dr. Yue, Gurney Halleck, and Thufir Hawat. Thufir asked the boy,
"Are you ready to continue your training?"
"I am ready,"
Paul answered. Gurney Halleck, the weapons expert, ordered the guards to start the fighter robot. Then he turned to Paul.
"Tomorrow we go to Dune. You must be prepared. Dune is dangerous, and so are our enemies, the Harkonnen."
Dr. Yue placed a special collar around Paul's neck. At the front was a box, the new secret weapon, a weirding module. Hanging from the ceiling before him was a fighter robot. It started spinning, its sharp knives and spines whirring with deadly menace. Paul circled the robot with caution, leaping back as it tried to cut him to pieces. Then, suddenly, Paul charged it, shouting. The weirding module on his neck amplified his yell into a terrible roar that caused parts of the robot to burst into flames.
"Perfect,"
Gurney whispered to Dr. Yue. The physician nodded.
"Paul is special. The best student we have ever taught."
"He will need every skill he has learned when he gets to Dune,"
Thufir added. Life in the galaxy had evolved in many strange ways. One of the strangest was the third stage navigator, a gigantic, flesh-toned grasshopper-like creature who floated in a glass tank filled with orange spice gas. The navigator had evolved from a human being over thousands of years. He was smarter than most humans, but he was also very dangerous because he could read men's thoughts. The navigator had come to a secret meeting with Emperor Shaddam IV, the cruel ruler of the known universe. Speaking through a translator machine that changed his thoughts into words, the navigator told Shaddam,
"I know of your scheme to defeat the Atreides. You have ordered Duke Leto Atreides and his family to Dune to take over the spice mining. The Harkonnen will pretend to give up and leave, but then return and destroy the Atreides. It is a clever scheme, but if you want our support, you must kill the Duke's son Paul."
Meanwhile, on Caladan, Paul was waking from a tortured sleep, filled with dreams of Dune. Two women were standing in his doorway, his mother, the elegant Lady Jessica, and an old woman with metal teeth and a shaved head covered by a long black headdress. The old woman whispered to his mother,
"You were ordered to give birth to a daughter to be our future leader, but you disobeyed and had a son. Our ancient religious order of Bene Gesserit women have used the spice melange to look into the future and alter history. You should not have changed that."
As Paul sat up, his mother explained.
Paul, this is the Reverend Mother Mohayim.
You are my mother's Bene Gesserit teacher?
Paul asked the woman. The Reverend Mother nodded, then ordered,
Come here.
She used the voice, a Bene Gesserit power that forced the listener to follow her commands.
Put your hand inside this box.
What's in it?
Pain.
Paul pulled back his hand.
Put your hand inside.
Paul obeyed, grimacing as the pain grew worse. But he did not pull his hand away.
Enough,
said the Reverend Mother. Paul removed his hand and stared at it in amazement.
Why, there's not even a mark on it.
You have passed the test of courage. Perhaps you will be the first Messiah foretold by our Bene Gesserit prophecies.
Light years from Caladan was the planet Yeti Prime. Most of the surface of that dark and deadly place was covered with a sea of oil. The Harkonnen cities floated on that black ooze in huge steel boxes, hundreds of stories tall. Inside his green-tiled chambers, the evil Baron Harkonnen floated freely in the air. He was so fat, he wore special anti-gravity suspensors that kept his swollen body afloat, so he no longer had to walk anywhere. The Baron was overjoyed as he boasted of his plans to destroy the Atreides on Dune.
I have forced one of the Duke's most trusted advisors to betray him. My plan cannot fail.
At that moment, Paul looked out the window of his family's spaceship as it lifted off the surface of Caladan. With it were over 4,000 Atreides spaceships, all headed toward the Guild Highliner, a cargo ship so huge that all the Atreides ships would only be part of its cargo.
I will miss Caladan.
Paul thought sadly.
I fear that dangerous times are ahead.
Once the Highliner was loaded, the third stage navigator took control. He entered a huge map of the galaxy and, with the strange power of the spice melange, he folded space. He changed the position of the planets so that Dune was now below them and Caladan was light years away. Paul felt his heart beat faster as the Atreides ships left the Highliner and headed down toward the sandy surface of Dune.